Hi, I'm Pastor Daniel Flucke from St. Peter Lutheran Church in Green, Iowa, and this is part 3 of our journey opening Martin Luther's Small Catechism. So last time we talked about the first 3 commandments, which were don't have any other gods, don't misuse the Lord's name, and do keep the Sabbath day holy. As Luther points out in his large catechism, those first 3 commandments are all about our relationship with God. And the other 7 commandments are about how we relate to other people, to our neighbors, how we interact with each other. The 4th commandment, honor your father and mother. What does this mean? We are to fear and love God so that we neither despise nor anger our parents and others in authority, but instead honor, serve, obey, love, and respect them. In the Large Catechism, Luther compares children forgetting their parents or taking them for granted to the way that we Christians treat God, our Heavenly Father, our Heavenly Parent. All of us, he says, forget God and fail to consider how God feeds, guards, and shields us, and how many good things God provides for our physical and spiritual welfare. Just like we do for our parents, we have a tendency to complain to God when things go badly, but then take the credit ourselves when things go well for us. Instead, Luther says, parents ought to teach their children about God, and we ought to act with respect and love toward both our literal parents and to others in authority over us, and of course, to God. The 5th commandment, you shall not murder. What does this mean? We are to fear and love God so that we neither endanger nor harm the lives of our neighbors, but instead help and support them in all of life's needs. You shall not murder. That sounds pretty straightforward, right? And yet, most Christians, including Luther, agree that there are times when killing can be justified, even necessary, times when killing is not murder, like in a war or in self-defense. Although there have been Christians throughout history who take this command seriously enough to reject any idea of violence, rejecting even the idea of just war. When we try to figure out what this straightforward command means, and when killing is different than murder, this gets controversial. It starts sounding political. To me, you shall not murder includes all people, the elderly, the unborn, people with disabilities, and it's also about way more than literally not killing. As Luther says, we are to help and support our neighbors in all of life's needs, so that includes taking care of the poor, welcoming immigrants and refugees, even opposing punishments that destroy life and remove the possibility of redemption and restoration. In the Large Catechism, Luther explains, God's real meaning in this commandment is that we should allow no one to come to any harm, but should show kindness and love to everyone, especially, as I said, to those who are our enemies. Supporting our neighbors in all of life's needs sounds like it means helping everyone to get food and education and health care. Maybe not murdering even means stopping factories from polluting in ways that hurt life expectancy. There's a lot to think about in this commandment. It's not easy. The 6th commandment, you shall not commit adultery. What does this mean? We are to fear and love God so that we lead pure and decent lives in word and deed, and each of us loves and honors his or her spouse. All the other commandments, Luther says, are easy to understand because they come from the central point of avoiding harming your neighbors. Basically, committing adultery hurts your spouse, who is a neighbor and a beloved child of God, so don't do it. The closer a relationship, the more intimate the connection between people, the more potential there is for damage. So the marital relationship especially needs to be valued and protected. Families are worth protecting. Luther, for once, doesn't go there, but what would it look like to go the next step and support other people, your neighbors, in their marriage? Offering to babysit? Helping people at work to have actual time off? Lots of possibilities. Keep looking this week for ways to love and serve your neighbors, and tune in on Tuesday and we'll look at the next 4 of the 10 Commandments, the last 4.